So,
You said about the lawsuit.
Oh man,
two lawsuits.
it's not great.
You know about both of them, right?
Yeah, no, I'm aware, man. When I first heard about it, I was just like, wait, what? Where they do that at? Sort of thing. Like, why is he doing that? What's happening here? Is this really about Kendrick Lamar? Like, we've never seen this in a beef before. There's no rapper in history that has ever been defeated in a battle and has resorted to suing their opponent. And so my initial thoughts were, man, I don't really know what the play is here. I don't know how he comes back from this. I don't know how we perceive him following this. I think the battle in itself here has affected how I consume his music. Maybe it's because it's still relatively new, but even listening to Drake now, it don't sound the same. It sounds different, innit? And then when you now throw in the added flavour of like the suing, it's like, man, it's not a good look, man. But the dust has settled a little bit for me as far as absorbing the information, yeah. And what if I said to you that maybe it is more about UMG?
It's not.
Does that change how you man perceive the lawsuit?
He's suing UMG and Spotify. He's not suing Kendrick.
I think.
And no.
I think it's easy to play. I think
I should have followed up with that, but got you.
I think it's so easy to play I'm doing this for the sake of music. I'm suing UMG. I'm doing this for us artists.
No, I don't think that's what his play is, though. I think his play is I think he's been in negotiations with them, yeah.
Yeah, fact.
And I think he's beefing them. I think they're not willing to cut him a check that they're supposed to cut him, maybe based on numbers that he's done in the last year or so, in comparison to the numbers he was doing.
But who told you?
And so I think their whole play and stance following the beef between Kendrick and Drake maybe has changed his relationship with them as far as what they give him, which he's now found an opportunity as a way to bring them down.
But that's
what I think.
To me, but that's arrogance. If you know you're in negotiations and you decide to get in a rap feud, it's up to you. You can't now, because you lost a rap feud, to be like, I was in negotiations with you and I think me losing this and there was some funny stuff going on behind the scenes. If he would have won, do you think he would have done it?
Probably not.
But
that's what I was going to say. We can speculate and say, would he have sued them regardless? We don't know, innit? If the beef never happened, would he have sued them? We don't know, innit? But based on what I'm hearing, he's been having issues with them for a minute.
Who are your sources?
He mentioned
the internet.
But then he mentioned in one of the diss tracks, he said last one was 400 mil. That's a low ball offer. So like you were stunting when everything's going to work for him. Like what did he say in Stay Scheming?
He literally
tell Lucian out. What did he say? Tell Lucian I'm blowing holes in my budget. So when it's working for you, you're telling Lucian blow holes in your budget. You're telling man 400 mil's a live ball offer. Then you get mollywopped.
He took the money though.
What?
He took the 400 mil. He sold his masters to UMG for 400 to 500 mil. I think it was like last year, the year before.
Was his masters included in that?
It was his masters.
Oh, I didn't know
he sold his masters back to UMG for $400 to $500 million. So for me, there is no deep intent behind this. He's not trying to fight a fight. He's not trying to be the modern Michael Jackson like his Drake fans all these Drake fans are believing. He lost the beef, and now he's trying to bite the hand that feeds him.
That's a fact.
And sue the same label that in 2018 got you on the gospel playlist.
See, listen, I don't want it to sound like I'm defending it. I'm not defending it, innit? Like, you know where I stand with labels versus artists, innit? But even when you just said bite the hands that feed him, I don't like how that sounded.
He is, though.
Because it is fuck these labels, man. That's how I feel, innit? It's fuck these labels always and forever.
But not when you're properly.
I'm looking at this purely in the scope of the beef, innit? From that perspective, it don't look great. But like you rightly said, he's not suing Kendrick Lamar. So is it really a result of the beef as to why he's suing UMG if he's not suing Kendrick Lamar?
Because one of the lawsuits is defamation. Because Not Like Us dropped. So one of the lawsuits is he told Universal, you lot heard the song and you should not have released it. That's literally the diss.
And he's accusing UMG and Spotify of artificially boosting Not Like Us.
And man, them cannot.
Which is a dangerous play.
But it's not even dangerous. It's stupid.
No, it's a dangerous play because how does he know that they're capable of doing that?
Because he done it.
Unless they've done it for him.
Yeah, facts. And also, you can't gaslight the people. We lived Not Like Us. We know what Not Like Us was. You lot saw my text 4 o'clock in the morning when I said to you, man, hey, wait till you lot wake up. There's a storm on the hands here. We went abroad. We heard it. We've all stepped out. We've heard it. You can't now somehow try and mind trick people and be like, it's bots. This song wasn't really as big as you think it is. Yes, it was, bro. It's the biggest song of the year. It's the biggest diss track of all time. No matter what you do to change the narrative, it's not going to work. I think it's corny. I think it's the epitome of Drake. I think the only reason why he didn't do it, I think with Pusha T, he was smart. I think with Pusha T, he let that, not a lot of people heard it. He let it slide. He made God's Plan. Universal gave him $1 million for the music video. Post beef, Universal give you $1 million for a music video. You give the $1 million out. Everything works in your favor. I just don't think he knows how to handle a loss. I genuinely think it's the first time he's had to handle such a public loss. And I think first time anybody really to a certain degree has had to deal with it in the new social media era. And I think he doesn't know how to deal with it. And it is very, very evident he does not know. The brother is going to Australia when the Super Bowl is on to get out of the country. Like, he's going to Australia during the Super Bowl.
For real.
Oh, you didn't know? So he announced a tour in Australia, and the first day of the tour is the day the Super Bowl is. So, like, I don't think he knows how to... And I can't blame him. All he knows is wins. Since Drake's been on the scene, he's just won. So I guess it is hard for someone to go from that to this. But anybody that defends this, it doesn't make sense to me, man. It just doesn't make... And all this does is just make not like us look way more spiritual.
Yeah,
and it makes
I think it's even streamed even more.
Yeah.
Since the suing.
And it makes, by the way, Euphoria makes man look like a genius, by the way. Kendrick looks like an absolute genius when it comes... I don't know if you've gone back to Euphoria post-beef.
No.
It's aged like... Well, I don't drink, but it's aged like wine. Like, it actually has aged like wine. When it's like the rap, something spiraling, heavy antics, looking unstable. Like, it's
such a bruise to his ego. He doesn't know how to deal with it. Everywhere he goes, he's listening to Not Like Us. He crashed out on DeMar DeRozan at the flipping
that was crazy.
at the Kings game.
That was crazy, man.
We'll rip his shirt off the rafters.
Call him a goof as well.
Yeah, exactly. So he's having to deal with this in real time. Everybody's watching him. His reactions. He's on flipping streams with some white boy who looks like Draco Malfoy. Like, he's not engaging with the culture in any sense. Like, he's gonna have to figure out a way to get over this. Suing UMG and Spotify isn't the move.
All this is doing is just proving anybody that thought Drake wasn't hip hop, all this is doing is just giving them way more ammo to use. You're the first rapper that's ever... Imagine NWA came out after No Vaseline and was like, wait, hold on, whose dick was I sucking? Or if Biggie comes out and goes, yo, he said my wife was having sex with him. Or if State Property and the Lots went to suing. Like,
Jay and Nas.
Like, and what I don't like is when he made back-to-back, this is what pisses me off the most. When he made back-to-back, I saw this guy do a madness. I saw him put Meek Mill on stage. I saw him put all the memes on stage. You remember at his concert? He had his own concert. I saw him put Meek Mill's memes on stage. I saw him at the NBA All-Star with Shaq, Charles Barkley and Kenny. And then he started rapping along to back-to-back. Like, so when you was winning, you was doing all of this. You was going on inside the NBA. You was showing Meek's face. You was publicly humiliating the shit out of Meek. What did Meek do? He took it on the chin and then made champions.
He actually went to prison, came out
and made champions.
Yeah.
Which I still rock till this day. So it's like, you can't tell me it's a coincidence of how certain man act and how he does, bro. All this is doing is just proving that he's not hip hop.
And in the spirit of hip hop, he would have taken the claims that Kendrick makes on Not Like Us and all the other diss tracks in his stride, because it's hip hop.
100%.
It's beef. It's war. It's what we do, right? Not to mention the fact that he started it. Kendrick wanted a friendly fade. Drake did not, started it, and now he's suing the label for pushing that song.
Listen, man, like, the purist in me is absolutely appalled by...
What does this do to his hip
by
hop?
what's happening?
What does it do to his hip hop credibility? To you personally, what does this do to Drake's hip hop credibility?
I think the whole beef has changed the perception for me, which is quite surprising because I'm not really someone that like follows like crowds and shit, but I don't know what's happened. I'm not looking at him. I can't look at him the same. I can't even listen to him the same. It sounds different, bro. I've tried numerous times. It sounds different, bro. I don't know what Kendrick has done. I don't know what juju that this guy has sprinkled in his music. I don't know, but Drake, it sounds different. And now if you add like the lawsuit, it's not a good look, man. I don't know, man. I'm not really sure how credibility-wise, how he comes back, to be honest with you.
He can't.
From a hip-hop purist standpoint, I don't know how
he's done.
I'm not sure.
hip hop, he's done.
He will still be a superstar. He will still appeal to the masses and that. But for those that really love this thing, I'm not really sure.
He can't be.
When you say he's
sure,
done,
man.
do you mean from a commercial standpoint or from a hip hop standpoint?
Hip hop.
Okay, cool. Because commercially, I think he'll be fine. Hip hop
He
standpoint,
might still take a hit commercially. I think that's yet to be
he's gonna
seen.
take a hit.
He will take it.
I think the Drake
Because
that
no
we
one
all
cares
knew-
about these previous singles.
I think
No one really cared about the leaks,
No
like
Face.
gigabytes and stuff.
No
No
one
one
cared about
no
No
one
Face.
really cared.
Yeah.
That thing he did with Sexy Red with the Wagwan Delilah, that came and went.
No Face came and went.
Like he's had a lot of stuff. All of these albums that he's dropped in over the last few years, they've all just come and gone.
It's true.
He doesn't have the same pull commercially as he used to.
Didn't you predict that his fall was gonna be
This
coming?
was a few years ago. Yeah, I did say it, man. And I think this year, even before the beef, man, you were seeing little
You
like,
was, bro.
trinkets.
You was.
Not of me, but Most Steph had the interview where he was like, "Oh, might be the beginning of the falling of the empire." Do you know what I mean? Just little things here and there, people saying, do you know what I mean, that were alluding to, you know, either wanting or praying for Drake's downfall or feeling like Drake's downfall was coming in it. And then Kendrick was the one that struck in it. And here we are.
Do you think? Sorry, go on. Now I was gonna say I don't remember. Like I actually had a thought in my mind, but it's completely gone. But
I think even like you can feel that the culture isn't with him. You can feel that, and I'm not sure how you get that back.
you can't.
Because if you've had the culture or parts of the culture for as long as you have through the music you've been producing, and then you go through this like crazy battle, and then you still start trying to do what you do, and they're not receptive to it.
I think him suing.
And then the suing,
I think the suing is the dumbest thing.
it's the least culture thing you
It's
could
the
do, right?
least culture thing. You call the police. It's the least. And you know when I should have known he's possible of doing this? During the Rick Ross and Drake beef, he posted a text message he sent his mum. And he told his mum that Rick Ross was being racist. Because he kept on calling him white boy.
Even though he said in Family Matters that white boy has a ring to it.
Yeah. But I remember he goes to his mum, he texts his mum saying, "Oh, Drake, yeah, don't worry, someone's just being racist to me."
I think he had a white supremacist in that video too.
Yeah, so my thing is, I'll be real, man. Like, it's from a hip hop standpoint, it's done. From a commercial standpoint, Drake's gonna be fine. Drake still is the biggest artist alive.
The only comparison I can make to someone who was maybe in a similar position is Chip. He obviously went to America. He lost a bit of the culture, got it back by all of his beefs and all of his wars with all these guys.
He didn't lose the beef.
Of course, but that's the only comparison I can think of right now.
And he didn't
As
really
far
turn
as-
his back on the culture.
Yeah, but the culture wasn't really feeling
They
him,
weren't. But he did.
and he had to fight to get
But
that
imagine
back.
if he would have. But then if he would have lost to Bugsy,
It would have been over.
yeah.
It would have been over.
But he did. That's my point. It's done, man. Like I'm sorry, bro. It's done, man. Like it's done.
Like Drake could have done that. He could have like taken the L, kept it hip hop, and just kept doing
He
his
would have been
thing.
fine.
Kept doing his
No,
thing.
he would have been
Maybe taking
fine.
a break, come back, just flood the market.
He would have been
like we said
fine.
he should have.
He would have been fine.
And that might have been like the building blocks to maybe start thinking about Brick getting it back. To sue,
I don't think we know.
you lost that C now.
I don't think we know how much this affected Drake though. I think we've.
Bro, we saw the pictures of him at Michael
No,
Rubin's
I
party.
agree,
He
but-
looked
But
malnourished.
I think we've just now figured out how much this is hurting him. I think it's genuinely hurting him. I think he's just viewing it as everybody. I think he just thinks the whole world's against him, which for someone like him must be.
Which is crazy because he did the same thing to Meek Mill. He
Yeah, but
made
then-
Meek
but
Mill a
then-
punchline in
but-
front of the whole
What
world.
did Kendrick say in that bar when he goes, "Only you like being famous"? I think Kendrick said that in Euphoria.
Yeah.
But he's like, "Only you like being famous," which is a fact. Like, and one thing, and Kendrick, the most insane thing is Kendrick hasn't. You know what it is to do all of this to a human being, and you haven't said a single word.
That's mad, you know.
Bar the Harper thing, but I'm not including that. But I'm just saying, like, you haven't said a single word. No tweet, no Instagram. All you've got is a 5-run tweet. That is the greatest 5-run tweet I've ever seen. Because it starts off by Euphoria. Then I see Meet the Grahams. Then I see Not Like Us. Then I see Super Bowl. Then I see GNX. That is the greatest run.
You need to get off Twitter, man. I've seen that so many times.
What?
That
That is the greatest run tweet you've ever seen in your life. It's a 5-tweet run. This guy hasn't said a word. Nah, man, it's
So if Drake wins the lawsuit, what happens?
nothing.
nothing. From a hip hop standpoint to me. Nothing.
I don't think it's.
nothing.
I don't know other than because listen, it's going to cost him a lot of money because UMG's pockets are long. First of all,
And are
This is
you
gonna-
ready
this-
for that?
This is going to drag on for months, if not more than a year, if he continues to persist with actual going to court and all that stuff. I don't think he comes out looking any better. And if he drops the case or loses, he looks even worse.
But do you think it takes any credibility away from Kendrick if it's proven that, yeah, the label on his behalf, used bots to
No, because we live not
bump up
like
the
us, bro.
numbers.
We live
No,
not
because
like us.
ultimately,
We live not like us, bro.
So it doesn't take away from the cultural impact.
Bro, we've gone outside and heard. Bro, we know what not like us.
that, but also on the other level, we know Drake has done it too. So it doesn't matter.
He was
You're
the face of
accusing someone
jazz.
else of doing something you did. You don't get any points for proving another man did it when we know you did.
And I'm sorry,
How?
even if he did, let's just say Kendrick used bots. You would have lost Post Not Like Us because you decided to drop Heart Part 6. That's what pisses me off here. He decided after Not Like Us, you essentially bowed out. You heard Not Like Us before allegedly bots were involved. You heard Not Like Us. You saw it was going up. You dropped Heart Part 6 and then you was like, I'll see you when I see you. So now don't try, reverse it and go, nah, they use bots. Bro, when you heard Not Like Us, you tapped out. So now don't try reverse it and be like, it was... Bro, it's the biggest, to me, it's the biggest diss track of all time. To me, like, nothing's going to change that. I don't care what bots you're talking about. I lived Not Like Us in real time. You can't gaslight the masses. You can't. You can gaslight your fans. And I think that's all this is for. I think the lawsuit is nothing more to save face to Drake fans. I think he's very smart. I think he's done the lawsuit, and naturally all of his fans are going to stand behind the lawsuit.
Do you think it's also a play for Kendrick to not perform Not Like Us?
100%. 1,000,000%. If you sue and then say it's defamatory, you put pressure on the NFL to not do it. But I don't think that stops him.
That doesn't stop him.
I think the only
I don't think that stops the NFL.
I think the only thing he does is certify Loverboy, and then he does that and lets the crowd say the certified other bit.
Yeah, I don't think that stops him.
Yeah, I think he's gonna play around all the words. I think he's gonna let the crowd sing A minor rather than him singing it. But he's gonna let that song rock. He's gonna let that song rock. And if he's a bad boy, he'll do it 3 times, maybe 5 times. Maybe
I think the Super Bowl performance is gonna be like the pin, the nail in the coffin as far as like the beef is concerned. Not to say it's not really been done, but that's like victory lap.
I think something else is.
What?
I think I could be so wrong here, but I've got a prediction to make.
Go on.
You know how he just announced his stadium tour, and one of them's in Toronto.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I predict Kendrick Lamar, because Mr. Morale, the French one was on Amazon Prime. The pop-up was on Amazon Prime. I'm here to predict the Toronto show. He live streams it on Amazon Prime.
I don't think they'll let him in Toronto.
They will. He's too late. It's a stadium. It's not like.
I don't think they're gonna.
Let me tell you why they're gonna let him. If it was a Coco arena, you could stop that. If it's what's a small arena in the UK, not O2, like a small one.
Lafayette.
If it was Lafayette, you can stop it. You can't stop a man performing at Wembley. They're too big.
When Schoolboy was gonna go, where was he going?
Kendrick owned that venue. Sorry, Drake owned that venue. Like, he literally owns the venue of where Schoolboy was gonna perform. You can't stop someone. It's a 60,000, 70,000 stadium. You can't stop it. That artist is too big for you to stop a show. It's like someone trying to stop Beyonce. If it's where Schoolboy was performing, by all means you could stop that. You own the venue. Drake's got enough pull to stop someone coming in the country. You can't stop someone doing a stadium tour. You can't. You cannot stop someone doing a stadium tour. It's too big for you. It's like 15, 20 million into the country's hands.
Yeah.
You can't stop that, bro. You can't stop a stadium. In my opinion, anyway. You can stop a small venue, by all means. You can stop a small venue.
That would be interesting to see what happens there.
You can stop a...
if Kendrick goes to Toronto and performs it, that's mad, you know.
I reckon he is. He definitely. I guarantee he goes to Toronto.
Drake went to Philly and performed back to back.
Oh yeah, good point.
And you know what day he's going to Toronto?
Right.
Father's Day.
Anytime Pete goes, it just adds more oomph to the thing, innit?
That being said, like, nah, man, I just think it's the most non-hip hop thing I think I've seen.
Yeah, it's disappointing,
in my adult years, man.
It's disappointing. And I think, it just adds a lot of things to the arguments that people have had, knocks that people have had against Drake. So
it makes
for years.
It makes
Kendrick. It's not good, man. It's not good at all.
It just confirms what some of us who were on the right side of history had thought all along, that he's not that guy.
Yeah.
Not for the culture, no.
How do you feel as a Drake stan?
Never a stan. Big fan. Fuck with Drake. But yeah, I mean, like I said, bro, it was very disappointing, man. And I think the perception has definitely changed for me, for sure. Perception has changed, man. No, yeah, it's just
Scary Hours don't sound scary anymore.
No, not really. No.
Shit.
Not at all.
I can't listen to Braggadocious.
He was never scary.
You know what's crazy as well? Braggadocious Drake is my favourite Drake. My favourite Drake is Braggadocious Drake.
He's just behaved like a this whole time, man.
We can't.
Let's go.
Shit, boy. Okay.
Let's go.
Like, bruv, I've been refraining from using that word, but I've just had it in my mind this whole time, though, man.
What,
Even
bitch
from
face?
when I first heard about it, bruv. That's the whole. I was like, yo, this guy's a
Twice.
like, it's a whole out here,
3
man.
times.
Like, what are you doing?
Say it one more time just for emphasis.
Behave like
Yo. Okay, boy.
What did Kendrick say?
I can't remember what he said.
In him, with him. That's a lot of.
Can we stop saying please?
No, you need
There's
to
a
add
lot
that.
of bleeping in it.
Fam,
But it's true though.
why do you guys do this?
Be with him, be in him. That's a lot of bees.
But yeah, nah, it's just nah, man. Yeah, nah, it's not good. Look.
It's not cool, man. It's not, bro.
I don't even think that word does him justice.
Is this worse than Ja Rule?
Yeah, because Ja Rule didn't. Ooh, hold on a minute.
Or do we need to give it time to see how it plays out?
When you say worse than Ja Rule, what do you mean?
I can explain it. Is he going out?
Ja-
Worse? Is
Ja
he going out worse than Ja?
How Ja went out wasn't even that bad. I think because of how
You like clapback?
because of like the stature of 50, like
It was just too much.
it was too much.
And that was way more beef than records, actually.
But Ja
From
still
50 side,
maintained
those records anyway,
a
from
level of
Ja.
integrity. He didn't. Do you know what I mean?
He kept it street.
He kept it street.
He kept it street.
He still tried to fight back,
They got it cracking in the studio
and he just lost. Whereas Drake's gone a whole different route.
to the police. This is essentially me and you getting a one-on-one, and then like you hurting me, and then me going to the police.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the worst
I'm
crash.
saying that the bystander who saw you get your ass whooped didn't do anything to stop it.
Yeah, this is the worst crash out I think we've seen in our lifetime, man. Drake is going to be the new generation's reference of Ja. You know our reference of Ja when we was growing up. I think that's what the 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10-year-olds growing up today. Drake is going to be their reference point as Ja was for us.
Boy.
I guarantee it. Because the kids
We'll
ain't gonna use Ja as a reference. We use Ja as a reference. The kids ain't. But the
But I
kids
also-
start the 7, 8, 9. Like my niece knows not like us. True story. Wallah, my niece knows not like us. You think when she grows up, she's not gonna know like, yo, this was about my man.
But do you think they'll care though? Do you
What do you
think these generations growing up will care about his perception and just
I
enjoy
think
the
I'm
music?
talking about I'm talking about the ones that are like 14 and under. So the ones that wasn't too infused with his songs from old. Like they're just too young to know what he had in the past. I think they are going to grow up and he's going to be the reference point of someone smoking someone. Like Kendrick is 50
Oh, okay, I see
and
what you mean.
Drake is Ja. That's going to be the reference point. Like, oh, you don't want to get Draked.
Sure.
I think that's going to be the reference point for everyone that's under 15 right now. All of the kids that are in year 9, year 8, year 7. When you're a kid, you have no loyalty. I was Ja Rule's biggest fan. And then 50 made me hate him. You have no loyalties when you're a kid. Not sure as you should now when you're at, but you know what I mean to artists. But one thing when you're a kid is, bro, you will jump to someone's bandwagon fast. And I think that's what all of these kids that are under 14 going to do. They're all going to, I'm telling you. I'm saying my niece is 6 singing Not Like Us.
They're just backs not like us' case to be the greatest diss track ever.
I think Euphoria so slept on. I think Euphoria aged. When you
I gotta go back to all of
bro.
them.
When you got, do me a favor, just go back to Euphoria and then message the GC. Euphoria has aged amazingly. When he told me the guy's spiraling. He told me his superpowers are getting neutralized. Is that not what's happening? His superpowers got neutralized. He's spiraling because he's sued. It's all Euphoria is actually. I don't want to say prophetic because that's blasphemy, but it's insane. It's insane how it's aged.
That's that on that.
I can't wait to hear Kendrick's bars about suing, by the way. I can't wait for him to have... Because I know there's going to be some slick lines about Drake suing. There's going to be some slick lines. And I'm looking forward to it.
I don't think he ever says Drake's name again.
I think he punches him, though.
No indirects are in there.
Yeah, man, he was indirecting the whole... Not the whole album, but there was bare indirects in this
I think
album.
Cole caught more indirects than Drake.
I
did
said
on
that
the
at the
album.
time as well.
Yeah, I think he got way more.
Yeah, but I think Drake still got some when he was like... even in Squad Well Up, when he was like, body won't go, but I know that he popping it. It was Wolf tickets on sale till I silenced it. Be in it, be with him. That's a lot of beats.
Yeah, the bar about killing someone in front of their son. My bad.
Fam.
Yeah,
Yeah, my apologies.
yeah.
Fam. Like, nah, man. I think he's gonna... Yeah, he's gonna forever slap this guy up.
Well,
And he deserves it. Because what did he say? He goes, if the put money in the streets, if that money would have got inside of a crash test dummy, would have affected me and my family. So, and when you say blood's like, what do you say? Paint to me. So, boy, I think, yeah, man, I think he's gonna end up. I think he's gonna forever send for Drake. I don't think that's ever gonna die. And because Drake sued, Drake now can't look like Drake. This was You know how Drake,
I don't think he'll forever send
but
for
you know
him.
how he's not forever sent for him, but he's gonna forever, not forever, but I'm talking about just in like the next year and a half. You are definitely going to hear slick bars about Drake. 1,000% you are. I heard slick bars on White Out Mural, Squabble Up. Watch the Party Die.
Nah, I get what you're saying, but I don't know, man.
Not like
I don't think so.
disrespect, but he's definitely meant. Even in Watch the Party Die when he was like, I forgot what he said when he's like, something, bring him back to him alive or something like that. But White Out Murals he sent for him. Squabbled Up he sent for him. What else?
Yeah, because he's still in it though. But I don't think
But he's
that's
not in
going
the
to
beef right
continue.
now though.
He's still in that energy.
And I'm saying he's gonna be like that for the next year, two, year
Oh,
and a
no, I
half.
don't think so.
I guarantee the next album.
I don't think so.
I don't think you can stop yourself.
I think
I don't think if you're a rapper, especially when it's gone to the levels that it's gone to between them two.
he doesn't need to keep like tapping him. He's done what he needs to do.
I need that.
He's going to elevate.
I need that.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean it's going to
Just
happen.
forever, just remind people.
Nah, no need, man.
Because you know what I don't like? Because Drake's cheeky. Drake had bare bars for Pusha T after Story of Adidon.
Yeah,
Bare
but
bars.
he's going to do that though.
And Drake's going to have some for Kendrick, and it's just not going to hit.
And Kendrick probably won't respond.
I reckon Kendrick next album is going to have not a lot. I'm not saying I'm not saying he's obsessed with Drake. I don't think you can stop yourself if you're.
Of course you can. What are you talking about?
Bro, if you write let's just say his next album's 13 tracks. You don't think he's going to have 4 bars in the whole album about Drake?
Nah. I think he cannot.
I reckon he does.
It's very straightforward. And
I get you, but I think his energy's there.
you want it to be there.
Nah, I just think I think Drake's suing. I guarantee you he has a cheeky bar about someone suing in his next album.
I'm not disputing that, but you're making it seem as though for the foreseeable future, this guy's just going to be sending for Drake. Well, and what I'm saying is, I don't think he will feel the need to do that because he's already done that. He's disposed of him. On to the next.
Yeah, 100%.
I think the bigger target's going to be taking down the industry. That's my prediction.
Of course I need.
I think he's going to start like exposing some stuff and like sending for more people indirectly, and then someone's going to bite the bait.
And then that's when it gets.
And then
cracking
it might. But I don't think Drake is going to remain like
I don't think
the
Drake-
main target.
when I say-
I don't think that.
When I say I don't want you thinking that I'm saying every other bar. I think he's gonna slick remind people a quarter body. I just think
Yeah,
ego.
but
I think
that's
Eagles.
not, I don't think that's sending for
I
him.
think
though.
Eagles ego. I don't
I don't
think that's sending.
think that's sending for him.
I don't think that's sending for him, but I think Eagle's just gonna make. I don't know. I just think he's gonna remind people here and there, like, look what I done to your boy.
No,
And then
I don't think he'll need to.
And then whole people come out.
I don't think he'll need to.
I
I think he'll take the Nas and Jay approach.
I don't think he will,
I think he will.
because I don't think he looks at either. I don't think he looks at Drake as Nas or Jay. And you know
No,
when I
but,
said
no, but he's not. He don't need to though.
But you know when I said-
He will acknowledge him as competition.
I don't
you
think
can't
he,
avoid
I
that.
think he is. You know when I said to you when they both were beefing, I was like, I think he's an antithesis of everything that he dislikes. Is that the right saying? Yeah, I think that's the case. I think Drake is everything he dislikes about hip hop. I think he thinks.
Yeah, but bro, what I'm saying is, if he's already disposed of that, he's already destroyed that. There's no need for him to keep going at him. When Nas did what he did to Jay, he didn't keep jabbing at him. Jay was the one that was still poking.
Jay didn't sue. That's what I'm saying. I think every time this guy does something to add to it, for example, when he goes on stream and he sends for Kendrick or he sues, I think you write a couple of extra bars.
Maybe.
Not so much talking about Drake, just more so talking about the situation. I guarantee you.
Which one is it?
What?
Which one is it?
When you address the situation, you talk about Drake, no?
You just said you address the situation, but not talk about Drake.
No, when I say not as in beefing Drake, I mean like you talk about the situation about him suing and shit like that, but not so much like a fuck you. Just
I
more
think
so,
you got Kendrick fucked up, man. I don't think Kendrick does any of that, bro.
we're gonna revisit this. I say in the new album he mentions the suing.
I don't think he needs to. He's literally letting Drake crash out and like destroy himself.
right,
he
you're
don't
right.
need to,
I
bro.
hear
He don't
you.
need to say a thing.
I hear you.
Yeah, it's like J. Cole. Couple slick bars here and there, but he never adjusted them.
It's literally
No,
like
no.
Nas. It's literally like Nas and Jay. After Nas dropped E4,
but
you
Jay
didn't
didn't
hear a
crash
word
out. But
after
Jay
that.
didn't crash
He spoke about it on God's Son and just spoke about the whole beef, but he didn't diss
But Jay
Jay
didn't crash
again
out.
after
Though.
that.
Jay didn't crash out
What?
like this crashing out.
Jay was bugging.
He
He went
yeah,
on Hot
he went on
97.
97,
He
yeah, that's
was
a fact,
doing
that's a
all
fact,
sorts,
that's a
bro.
fact, that's a
And then Blueprint 2, he still
That's a
sent
fact,
for him.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
He was still sending. Then
I
he
don't
did.
think- not this crash.
Then
out,
he did the Fade to Black,
Black.
and fam, he was still little.
I hear you. I hear you.
Nas didn't say a word.
You know when you win, it's nice, isn't it?
Well, let's hope Drake wins his court case.
No, we don't.
His lawsuit.
What? You
He's
say
got,
this?
he's got nothing else going for him, clearly. So, salute to him on that
I've
one.
got one quick question. Does Drake have another #1 Billboard hit before it's all said and done?
Probably.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Sorry, man.
Probably.
It's easy for him too, but he needs to
Do
catch.
rappers collab with Drake post this soon?
Yes.
Yeah.
I won't respect that.
I mean, it'll be the same people that have always collabed with him.
It's still
And the no-name pipe people as well.
I won't respect that, man. I didn't.
a Drake feature or a Drake collab is still what it is.
I just think if you're hip hop, then you know you're hip hop.
I think that's a bit idealistic.
It is. But I think we need to stand against this. I think we need to collectively as a unit stand against this, bro. This is so corny.
If there's money to be made, then it won't happen.
It's so corny. It's actually so corny. It's so corny.